Hello, this is Brian, and today I wanted to do a basic course in low risk Forex hedge trading. Forex is the foreign currency exchange market around the whole world of the basic major currencies. And so this is the course that I wanted to create, and I split it up into 8 different lessons uh, to be done over 8 different days. That way we get some practice and then we can revisit and get it habitual. But I'm starting from basic zero, and this is getting somebody that's just new coming into Forex, wanting to learn about Forex, to teach them exactly how I trade and to do their first trades and to make it all the way to real money. Okay, so this is the first lesson. This is day 0, and I'll just go through it. Day 0, we're going to do what is Forex. Day 1, I'm going to show you how I set up my applications, the apps that I'll ask you to download. There's only 2. Day 2, we're going to learn about buy low and sell high, rule number 1 of business. Then we're also going to be learning about managing a risk. The lot size that we buy equals account balance divided by 200,000. That's the equation that I use to keep it low risk. Day 3 is learning how to enter the trade and set a 20 pip take profit for that trade. And we're going to be practicing 10 trades there. Day 4, we're going to start off the day to see if any of the trades had profited from the day before. And then we're going to be setting a hedge level 1. If it goes against us, we're going to be setting that hedge level 1 with the 20 pip take profit. And then we're going to be doing 10 trades there. And then day 5, we're going to open it up with seeing if our previous day's trades had profited, and then learning how to set the hedge 2 and placing 10 trades. Day 6 will be learning how to place the hedge 3 level in 10 trades if it goes very much against us. And day 7, we're going to be learning how I do the tracking. And then day 8, we should be in real money and place our first trades in real money. Okay? So this is the basic course. This is the outline of the course to be done over 8 days. And this is lesson 1. Day 0. This is a basic foundation for what it is that I am doing. So day 0 is what is Forex? Okay? Today's lesson is what is Forex. I'm going to be showing you the money. Forex is the foreign exchange market of money around the whole entire world. So you go to the bank or you go to a foreign exchange place in your town and you can exchange your currency for your country that you're in for another country's currency. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you what United States dollar looks like, the euro, Japanese yen, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar, British pound we do not trade, but I'm going to be showing that to you anyway, and the Swiss franc. These are the 6 major currencies that are traded with Forex, and one of them we do not trade. We do not trade British pound. We do not trade gold either, even though you are allowed to trade it using my broker. Then I'm going to be going through showing you the exchange rates for each based on US dollar. I'm going to be showing you what 1 pip is. Pip stands for percentage in point. So when the market moves 1 pip, that's 1 point, or that currency pair has changed. So the market moves up and down all the time. It moves 1 pip, 10 pips, 100 pips. I'm going to show you what that looks like. And then there's a basic course that I recommend. I don't recommend the full course because it really is too much information for what we need to do in order to execute trades. But I do recommend this course called babypips.com, and going through for yourself, aside from my lessons here, going through the preschool and the kindergarten sections of that course. And I'll show that to you today. And then I'm going to ask you to download the 2 apps that we primarily use. One is called Forex Signals Live Buy Sell. This is the app that we receive signals from the professionals telling us to do the trades. So we'll get signals in on that, say, buy Euro USD now at this price. And then we download the second app, MetaTrader 5, and that is the app that we actually place the trades on, okay? That shows all the currency and exchange and the markets going up and down. That is all to be done on MetaTrader 5, okay? So that's just the outline of the day and the course. So let's go through it. So day 0, what is Forex? I'm going to show you the money here, okay? Show the money, Euro, United States dollar. I'm going to show you what each of these bills, banknotes, looks like. So let's go ahead and look at what the United States dollar looks like, okay? If you're from the United States, this is the money that you use daily. And that's the $1 bill. The $2 bill is still in circulation. It's supposed to be lucky to have that. People pass it to each other for birthdays and good luck, I suppose. Very rare to be found, but sometimes you'll find the $2 bill. But $2, $5, $10, $20, $50, $100, okay? So that's what United States dollar looks like. Now, each one of these, I'm going to show you what the... Okay, this is the app that I use to actually do the trades. So this is the exchange rate for each one versus the United States dollar. The Euro United States dollar, the Japanese yen versus the United States dollar, New Zealand dollar versus United States dollar, Australian dollar you see there versus United States dollar, US Canadian, United States dollar versus the Swiss franc, CHF, and the British pound versus United States dollar. Okay, so this is the app that we use to actually place the trades, and it shows the rate at which it's being traded. Okay, so you go to the bank, and the bank would charge you $1.14 for €1. Okay, so let's see what €1 looks like. So €1, I believe, is a coin. You go to Europe and they use a coin for a €1 and even €2. And I think you might be able to see that here. That's the €1 coin. But this is what the euro looks like. There's a €5, €10 banknote, €20, €50, €100, very beautiful. That's what they use in Europe for money. Okay, so, and then I just showed you the exchange rate here. That euro, it costs $1.14 United States dollar for €1. Okay, and you can see it going up. This is the day chart. So this is the charts that we use. Each one of those candlesticks, this is a 4-hour chart. So each one of those candlesticks is equivalent to 4 hours. Okay, and you can zoom out, see what the market is doing. And that's the day chart. So each one of these candlesticks is now equivalent to 1 day of what it did in 1 day. Okay, you can see it came down right there. And the market price right now is $1.14 United States dollar in order to buy €1. Okay, this is the worldwide market exchange. You can go down to the 15-minute chart where each one of those candlesticks is 15 minutes. You see how the market moves up and down all the time, moving up and down, and we can make money getting in and waiting for it to move and then getting out. Okay? If we buy in, we are hoping that the market goes up and we make profit. If we do a sell trade, we are getting in high and hoping that the market goes down and we make money going down. Okay? This right here in the middle is called your lot size. We're going to be changing that to 0.01 at the beginning here, just beginning trading. But we use this 4-hour chart the most, okay? So that's the Euro United States dollar and what it's doing. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. Let's go United States dollar versus Japanese yen. What does the Japanese yen look like? Well, here's We did the United States dollar. There's the euro. Here's Japanese yen banknotes. If you go to Japan, this is the money that you use. And I've been to Japan, and it's very clean money. Anytime you get money from anybody, they don't like to fold the money. They have a great respect for money in Japan. But that's what the Japanese yen looks like. There's a 1,000 yen, 5,000 yen, 10,000 yen. And so that's what the Japanese yen looks like. Let's see what the exchange rate is for Japanese yen. Japanese yen is, right now the price is 159 yen is equal to $1. Okay? So this is the pair. This is called a currency pair. United States dollar versus the Japanese yen. It's one country's currency versus another country's currency, okay? So the way I would read that is 159 yen, 0.35 yen is equal to $1. Okay, we go up on the day chart, see what it's doing there. Big swings for the yen. And I think my signal is not good, so it's taking some time to render this higher chart level. But that's the 4-hour chart. United States dollar versus Japanese yen. Okay, let's go on to the next one. And that's New Zealand dollar, I believe. That's what the yen looks like. Okay, here's the New Zealand dollar. If you go to New Zealand, this is the money that you use in New Zealand. There's the $5, $20, still has the Queen on there. It's a Commonwealth of Great Britain. New Zealand dollar, that's the New Zealand dollar, that's what it looks like. And what is the exchange rate of New Zealand dollar here? New Zealand dollar, so we read the second price first. It will cost 58 cents United States dollar to buy one New Zealand dollar. So that is the exchange rate. It will cost 58 cents, 58.035 cents in order to buy one New Zealand dollar. Okay? And you see the market moving up and down there. That's how I would read it. Okay, what's next? New Zealand dollar. Let's see. I think Australian dollar is next. Australian dollar. Let's see what the Australian dollar looks like here. This is the Australian dollar. If you go to Australia, this is the money that you use. You can see the Queen on the 5 Australian dollar bill there, the 10 Australian dollar, 20, 50, the $100 Australian. So that's the money that you use. And so what is the exchange rate for Australia? Australian dollar, let's pull up the chart here, is, okay, how many United States dollar does it take to buy one Australian dollar? Well, it takes 0.70 dollars, so 70 cents United States dollar in order to buy one Australian dollar. So some people would say that, no, I'll just continue on with that. So it costs 70 cents to buy one Australian dollar. That is the exchange rate. 70.12 cents. Okay? You can see up here there's big numbers. I'm going to teach you what a pip is. A pip is a movement in the market price. Okay? Let's change it to blue. I like blue. 1 pip is the movement in the market price. You see how there's a buy and a sell? This is how the broker makes money. They buy it low and they sell to you high. Okay, so this is called the spread that my broker specifically offers. I can buy this currency at this price and I can do a sell trade. I can get in on a sell trade at this price. Okay, so this is a perfect example. There's a difference in the price, and I look at the big numbers, 11 to 12. This is 1 pip. This is a 1 pip difference. I don't look at the number on the end, the small number on the end. I only look at these big numbers here, 11 and 12. So that is a 1 pip difference. Pip stands for percentage in point that the market actually moves. So if you look at this, it is at 0.7012. So let's see, 12 to 72, that would be 40 pips down, if you can do some math there. So between there and there, that is 40 pips. So 12 to 02 down would be 10 pips. 12 to 92 would be 20 pips. 12 to 82 would be 30 pips. 12 to 72 is 40 pips. So that is the difference of what pips are there. That's an example. So an example of 10 pips would be 11 pips to 21 pips going up. So that would be an example of 10 pips. And then 100 pips would just be, if it went to 71, if it went to 71.11, from 70.11 to 71.11 would be 100 pip movement. So let's see what that looks like on the chart here. Okay, so we're basically 70.11. There's 71. There's 71 right there. 71.12, that's 100 pips. That is a 100 pip movement right there. So that's what 100 pips looks like on the 4-hour chart. You can zoom out to the day chart or zoom in, and 100 pips will look differently, but that's what 100 pips looks like on the day chart or on the 4-hour chart. So that's 100 pips right there. Okay, so that's what a pip is. I'm going to keep that. So that's all, your Australian dollar versus United States dollar. 70 cents to buy 1 Australian dollar. Let's move on to the next one, just to finish off. Okay, Canadian dollar is another currency that we trade. So that's what the Canadian dollar note looks like. Looks like the Queen is also on that. $20 Canada. This is the money they use in Canada, if you ever go to Canada. And that exchange rate is, pull up that exchange rate here. United States dollar. So it costs 1.3719 Canadian dollars to buy 1 United States dollar. That is how I would read that. It costs 1.37, well, the buy side there is 1.3721 Canadian dollars in order to buy 1 United States dollar. Okay, it's just the exchange rate. That's what you would pay if you're in Canada and you want to buy United States dollar. You pay $1.37 to the bank, Canadian, and they will give you $1 USD. Okay, that's the Canada. Okay, let's go Swiss franc. This is a Swiss franc banknotes. They're worth a little bit more. Very beautiful. Common theme. Everybody's going to plastic money now around the whole world. But very beautiful money. Let's see what the exchange rate is on United States dollar versus Swiss franc. Okay, it's about 80%. So it costs 0.7912 Swiss franc in order to buy 1 United States dollar. Okay, so it'll cost 0.7912 Swiss franc in order to buy 1 United States dollar. That's the exchange rate there. Let's see what the day chart looks like. I'm not going to go to the day chart anymore. I have a bad signal. So, okay, let's finish this off. British pound. This is the money that they use in Great Britain. London. These are the bank notes. £5, £10, £20, £50. They all have the Queen on there. Very beautiful, young. But that is the banknotes that they use in Great Britain. If you ever go to UK, and let's see what the price is there. The exchange rate is $1.32 United States will buy you 1 British pound. So it's about 30% more. $1.32 and 0.343 cents. $1.3243 will buy you 1 Great British pound. We do not trade this one because, as you can see, it's very high swings, 300, 400, 700 pips at a time sometimes. So this is a bit too volatile for what I like to trade in my program, but nonetheless, this is the exchange rate, and you can trade this if you want to, but I like less swings when I do trading. Okay, so these are the exchange rates. You got to see the MetaTrader app a little bit and how to work it. This is the charts. This is the order page after you start placing trades. Like we can place a trade here. 0.01. What do you think it's going to go up and down or down? It looks like it might be swinging back up, so I might buy. So once you do a trade there, you see your order on this order page. You can expand that. You can set a take profit right here. Oh, I went back to the chart page. I press and hold. I can modify the position. So I'm in at 4.0, or I'm in at 4.2. You can see up here I'm in at 4.2. I'll just give you an example. You can see up here I'm in at 4.2, 1.3242. And I just bought in, I think it's going to go up, so 1.3262. That's a 20 pip take profit. Okay, I'm going to place that. You can see I just bought British pound and I modified it and I put a 20 pip take profit. That's the next lesson. And then you can see order history. Say I want to close that at a profit. I press and hold. I do close position. Okay, I profited on that trade 10 cents. And now I can see it in my history. So that's just using MetaTrader. We'll go through that in lesson 1. Actually, we're still on lesson 0. Learning what Forex is. Okay? So what is Forex? I showed you the money, United States dollar, euro, Japanese yen, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar, British pound we do not trade, Swiss franc, showed you what that is. I showed you what the exchange rates are. I showed you what 1 pip is, 1 pip movement in the market, a 10 pip movement in the market. I showed you what 100 pip movement in the market might look like as an example. And now I would like to show you the babypips.com. Okay, this is a course that I highly recommend you would take as a foundation. And let's pull that up here. We'll just go to the link. Okay, this is babypips.com. This is probably the best course I've seen for beginner traders. You want to go to the menu here. It's kind of a lot of information, too much information. But I go to Learn Forex, How to Trade Forex. And they have this school of Pipsology. This is a very good program. And this is all free. You can learn about Forex trading free going through this school of Pipsology. I think it's too much information, but I would highly recommend at least this preschool and the kindergarten. You can start the course there. I'll show you what the course outline is. The preschool goes through what is Forex, how do you trade Forex, when can you trade Forex, the times, who trades Forex, why trade Forex, and then margin trading. That's what we do. It's called margin trading. We're putting up some money and we're using a higher portion of our broker's money to actually do the trading. Okay, kindergarten, Forex Brokers 101, it teaches you about the brokers, like I just mentioned. 3 types of analysis, and also that goes through the charts. Okay. Beyond kindergarten, they have elementary school. You see resistance levels. This is moving averages. This is kind of too much information in order to get started doing and executing the trades of what we do. So they have the summer school, middle school, high school, and then you get your diploma here, I believe, market environment, undergraduate, freshman. So they have a whole program here, but it really is too much information. I'll let you go through that if you want to. But we're done with that now. Let's get back to our... Oh. I have to get back to our drafts here, our basic course. Sorry. So there I taught you, I showed you the money, I showed you the exchange rates, I showed you what 1 pip is, 10 pips, 100 pips. I showed you the babykitpips.com course. Only take the preschool and kindergarten and we can start executing trades, okay? Well, how do we execute trades? Let's download these 2 apps. I'll show you what the apps look like. One is Forex Signals, Live Buy Sell, and one of them is MetaTrader 5. I kind of showed you that app a little bit. But let's go to your Play Store and you go to Forex Signals, Live Buy Sell. You can do Forex Signals. But this one right here is the one that you want. Forex Signals, Live Buy Sell. You want to download that and use the free version only. There is a paid version, I believe, but you can use the free version. Let's open that up. And it will give you the signals by professionals telling you when to buy and sell. Turn on your notifications and you'll get notifications. Okay, so these are the active trades going on. You can see the ones that have taken profit already and are closed. These have taken profit and they're still active. This signal program is keeping them still active. So, and here's some that are closed at the stop loss. There's some that have taken profit and are done. But these are the signals. And okay, just to mention, we do not trade US 500. That's the S&P 500. We do not trade British pound, so we will not be trading British pound. We will not be trading gold. Okay, so let's go with this Euro USD. You can expand each one of these. And this is the screenshot I will ask you to take. You can see they're telling us to Euro USD to sell that currency pair, sell Euro United States dollar. This is the price they got in at. That's the price they got in at. 1.14415. So I would read that as 41. They got in at 41. 41 would be the big numbers that I showed you earlier. So they said open price. They say sell Euro United States dollar at 41. So take that screenshot. And then you download the MetaTrader 5 app. I'll show you what the MetaTrader 5 app looks like. MetaTrader 5. This is how you find that. That's the one that you want to download right there and start a demo account. I'm going to teach you how to start a demo account the next lesson in the course. We're going to open that. So it says sell Euro United States dollar at 4.1. So we want to go to United States dollar. Well, the market has already moved down to 3.0. Back when they gave the signal, they gave it at 4.1 when it was at 4.1. So where's 4.1? There's 4.3. Well, that's 3.4. There's 4.1. 1.1441. That's where they got in to do the sell. So they're already making money. But we're getting in at 2.9. So we can do this trade. It doesn't follow my rules, but we can at least do the trade so I can show you. So we're in at 2.9. We sold Euro United States dollar. We're in at 2.9 and they're in at 4.1. We can still modify this position instead of 20 pip take profit. We're in at 2.9, 1.14 from 2.9 to 0.9. Selling means we're making money going down. So that's a 20 pip take profit going down. And now our trade is set. Okay? So we'll just wait for that in the history. It will automatically close at that profit. That is what our goal is. So that's how we would execute this signal that came in on our notification. Okay, so that's just showing you a little bit of the two apps to download. Okay, so what did I teach you today? I showed you the basic course outline of what we're doing and our day zero. What is Forex? I showed you the different banknotes of the currencies that we trade. I showed you the exchange rates for each of those currencies around the world, the 5 major currencies, the 5 or 6 major currencies that we do trade. I showed you what 1 pip movement is, 1 percentage point movement of the market. 10 pips, 100 pips. I showed you those movements, what those movements would look like on the market. I showed you buy, I showed you sell. Buying, we're making money going up. Selling, we're making money going down. I showed you the baby pips course that I highly recommend as a foundation or a prerequisite to this program. You really only have to go through preschool and kindergarten. Everything beyond that is too much information for what we need to do to execute these trades and to learn what I do, okay? And I showed you the 2 apps to download on your phone. You can do this anywhere in the world from your phone. That's how I make money. Anywhere in the world from my phone, just using these Forex apps, okay? The Forex signals buy, live sell. Oh, sorry. Forex signals live, buy, sell, and the MetaTrader. We get the signal in to trade from the Forex signal professional, and we actually proceed to do the trade on MetaTrader 5, our trading platform. Okay. So this concludes day 0 lesson. I hope it helped you out, and we'll see you on the next lesson. Day 1 setup apps is next. I'll teach you how to set up the apps, the MetaTrader app. Okay? Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next trade.